Chief Monaco, first of all, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come over, allowing me to see these so I can broadcast it to the people of Yonkers, Yonkers Voice, so they can see what's behind the scenes, the work that it takes. Sometimes we see you on the scene with the Crisis Negotiation Team and we think it's just a piece of cake, 1, 2, 3, but that is hundreds, if not thousands of hours training, real scenarios in order to be effective. Tell us a little bit of crisis negotiation.
So the Yonkers Police Department employs nearly 20 crisis negotiators on our crisis negotiation team. Our team trains routinely with our Yonkers Police Emergency Service Unit. Was a top-notch emergency service unit, the best around. And our negotiators, like I said, we try and train with them at least twice a year because the majority of the times when someone is in crisis, our negotiators will be embedded with our emergency service unit tactical officers. So it's important that they train together and they get to know how each other responds in these critical incidents.
Now, Chief, what is your mission statement in one bullet line? I know it, but I want you to say it so the people of Yonkers can hear it from you. When you go to a scene, am I rushing to conclude? I remember the first time I ever saw you. We were in a scene on Park Avenue. Yeah. From 6 p.m. to around 6 a.m., 12 hours.
Long, sure. No
rush to conclude. Tell us all about it, please.
Yeah, time is on our side as negotiators. We try and slow everything down. There's three points that we like to hammer home in crisis negotiation, specifically in the Yonkers Police Department Crisis Negotiation Team. And that's at the bottom of our mission statement. And those three words are persuade, change, and influence. We want to try and slow everything down, persuade the person in crisis to understand why we're there, and give them an option. We try and change their mindset, and we try and influence their way of thinking. So it's a three-pronged approach that we use, and we found much success in it, thankfully.
So time is on your side. Longer it takes, better chance of a peaceful resolution that is, correct?
Yes, that's what we found, and that's what the experts across the country find. And once you slow it down and people get to speak, and most important as a negotiator, people think you have to be a good talker. You don't have to be a good talker, you have to be a great listener. You have to listen, you have to digest, and you have to then get your point across to the person in crisis.
I guess that goes to that principle that a good conversational person is not the one that talks too much, is the one that actually listens a lot.
Makes perfect sense, yes.
Correct? But preserve life, okay? At the end of the day, all that you want is to preserve life, not just for the person that is in crisis, but also for the people that are around the person in crisis, those that might be inside, for the officers. Am I correct on that statement?
Oh, absolutely, Ben. And it's not just crisis negotiators whose goal it is to preserve life. It's also our emergency service unit officers. That's their job as well. They always, priority one is to save lives.
So, I'm a strong believer that practice does not makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. How often do you exercise life scenarios, like today, in order to be top-notch, to know exactly what's coming next, what needs to be done next?
So we'll try and do scenario-based training probably 4 or 5, 6 times per year. And we do it with our emergency service unit, hand in glove, like I mentioned before. They're our teammates in this effort. And it's important that your viewers understand that this is, like I said, not just our priority as negotiators, but emergency service unit, your patrol officers out on the street. We try and train everyone a little bit in some basic crisis negotiation skills.
Just moving away a little bit from the crisis negotiation, I hear from my audience, why are they taking so long? Why this, why that? I tell them all the time, there is a reason. Those guys that you see they're working are well trained.
Yes.
But tell us, why do they wait so long? Things that appear to us, the audience, they should do this, they should do that.
Right.
But things are done in a different way.
So all of our negotiators are trained by the FBI as well. It's important for your viewers to understand that. We practice what's called best practice. My question would be, why rush it? Why go faster? if we're in a crisis mode, why would we want to speed it up and get the adrenaline pumping and get emotions higher? Why wouldn't we want to slow it down? And that's what we do. We slow it down. We try and reason. But we always, like I think I mentioned to you a few years ago when we did an interview, we always try and give a person an out. You know, we have to respect everyone's dignity, and we have to give them a way to escape the situation and almost save face. So it's important.
Now, Chief, I think it takes a special kind of officer to be a crisis negotiator. How do you make that determination? Somebody comes to you and says, look, I would like to go into this field. What do you look for in that person, man or woman, in order to be part of your team?
Right. So you just said it, man or woman. So we like to have a nice mix of men. We like to have a nice mix of women. We like to have people that speak other languages. We like to have people who have time as police officers. The majority of our members on the crisis negotiation team are detectives, and we find that detectives work well in these roles because they're excellent interviewers, they're excellent listeners, they gather facts, they gather intelligence, because sometimes when these situations are unfolding, you want to gather intelligence too in a background picture so you know what and who you're dealing with, so that's important as well. But sometimes we like to get members, detectives, police officers, who also have had some type of crisis or tragedy in their lives, because they can kind of dig down deep and you know, tap into those feelings and understand better what the person in crisis is going through.
Now, Chief, I think it was a few years back that I had an opportunity to see a negotiation on Tuckahoe over the bridge, the Bronx River.
Sure.
It was amazing. That last second that the subject tried to jump, your team was right there. And the conversation between him and the officers almost looked like they were pals talking to each other. Like, I know you, you know me. Is that necessary in order to have a good communication, like make them feel like, look, I understand you. I know where you're coming from. I actually think you'd already answered, because that's how you pick one of the criteria to pick the members of your team, correct?
Yes, it is. And it's important that we get a fair, a strong foundation when we start our negotiation. You don't want to get caught up in lying to the person that you're negotiating with, because then they're not going to trust you and believe you as negotiations move forward. So, you know, it's just like any other job. It's just like building a house. You want that strong foundation before you put the next layer on. So get there, introduce yourself, talk to the person. What brought me here today? What can I do to help us get out of this? Because we're in it together. I'm here now. What can I help you do, or what can I do to help us get out of here together?
Now, Chief, do you have a matrix that can measure your success rate in Yonkers Police Department?
Well, I don't want to jinx us. So we don't have a matrix per se, but we do have an excellent record once our negotiators are called out. We do get there, and going back in recent memory, I can't think of a negotiation that's really gone, for lack of a better term, that's gone sideways on us. But to answer your question, we don't have a matrix. We do keep statistics. We do keep the amount of call-outs we go on, the nature of those call-outs. And we do average probably about 2 to 3 call-outs per month. So we're doing 24 to 36 or maybe up to 40 call-outs per year as the Yonkers Crisis Negotiation Team.
Yonkers is a very large city, lots of police officers on the force. How large is our crisis negotiator team compared to other municipalities in the county?
As far as we know, we're the largest in the county. And not only that, but it's natural because we are the largest police department in Westchester County. But also, it's important that we understand that the majority of the time, there's a crisis negotiator working in Yonkers. We have officers and detectives that are working midnights, we have them working on days, and we have them working on the 4 to 12 shift as well. So we try and spread our people out so that we have a decent coverage for the city.
Last question, Chief. What triggers that call to dispatch negotiators to a scene? Is that somebody there that makes that determination, look, this is above, I need a negotiator here? What triggers it?
Right, so what we rely on is the expertise of our patrol supervisors. So essentially what would happen is our patrol supervisors would be called to the scene by police officers that are having a tough time dealing with a person in crisis, whether they be barricaded, whether they have a hostage, whether they be armed with a gun in their home, whatever the case may be. The patrol supervisor would next request emergency service respond. And the emergency services, it's a two-pronged approach. Emergency services are a tactical asset that we bring to that scene, and the crisis negotiation team is just that, the negotiation asset to that response. And then together, we would report to an incident commander, who would be the highest ranking patrol supervisor on the scene, and we would let them know, this is what we bring to the table, emergency services is what they bring to the table, and we all work together to try and bring that particular incident to a peaceful resolution. And that's the most important thing, and I think that's what everyone wants.
That's all that people want, peaceful resolution. Well, Chief, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I think it's extremely important to be transparent, to let the community, the city know and see what's involved, the work that goes on behind the scenes in order to have a peaceful resolution at the scene. So I thank you very much for having me here today, sir.
You're very welcome, and thank you for coming and showcasing what these guys and girls do for our city.
So now let's go on and show them the real
Sure,
thing.
let's
Thank
go.
you, sir.
Yes.
I'm deployed. Just make sure you pretend the radio to call for the negotiators and stuff.
Yonkers Police! Hey, how's it going? It's the Yonkers Police.
What do you want?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. I'm okay.
Oh, okay. So we got called here. There's something going on?
No, I'm alone here in my apartment. I'm not bothering anybody.
Oh, okay. All right. What's your name?
Name's John.
John? Okay. So, John, there's no reason that we got called here today?
No, you know what? I haven't been to work. I'm depressed, but I'm not bothering anybody.
Okay. All right. So you've been depressed. Do you want to go talk to somebody about that?
No, I don't want to talk to anybody about it. I just want to be left alone.
All right. Well, what if you were to come out here and talk to us about it?
I don't want to talk to anybody about it. I just want to be left alone. I got nothing to live for. I just want to be left alone.
Well, that's not true, John. There's always something to live for. So we'd like for you to talk to somebody. If you don't want to go somewhere and talk to somebody, you can always come out and talk to us, though.
I don't want to come out. I just don't trust you. I don't want to come out.
Negotiator,
I just want
supervisor.
I just want to be left alone.
What do you guys got?
I got nothing to live for. I have nothing.
Press suicidal.
Well, John, I just don't think that's true. I don't think that's true that you got nothing to live for. There's always something. So, I mean, we'd like to see you get some help today.
I can't get any help. My wife left me. My kids left me. My fucking job. I'm not appreciated at work. They fucking want to fire me. I got nothing to live for. I'm a fucking loser.
No, that's not true. John, what do you do for work?
I'm a dispatcher.
You're a dispatcher? Okay, what do you dispatch?
Cabs.
Cabs?
And we're going out of fucking business because there's no more cabs.
Oh, Uber and everything, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I got nothing. I live in a shithole here.
well, John, good thing is I'm sure you can find a way to put that skill to use in some other sort of job, you know?
I've been doing it so long. I don't want to do anything else. I'm just tired.
Well, you could always keep dispatching, you know? So you could dispatch for something else. You can buses, I don't know, trains, deliveries.
I'm just tired. I just want to end it. No one cares anyway.
Well, John, you said you have kids, right?
Turn out the lights. Oh my God.
John, you have kids?
Light the lights out.
The lights?
Okay, the lights are back on. What are you guys doing?
Oh, I don't know what happened with your lights. I don't think we did that, but... John, you said you have kids, right?
Yeah.
What are your kids' names?
You know what? One's Joe and one's Kathy.
Okay, how old?
One's 10 and the other
Okay.
Tuck in here, whoever's lead, be right on the door, so.
I don't know who called you, it's nobody's business.
I get that. I mean, everybody wants their privacy, but we also want to make sure that you're all right, and
Can't company out of business.
we don't want you to do anything that you can't take back.
You know what, it doesn't matter, nobody cares anyway.
No, I'm sure there are definitely people who care. We care. I'm sure you have family that care.
No, I'm just trying to get the nerve up to fucking kill myself here.
No, we definitely don't want you to do that. And think of your kids. Think of your kids, John. You don't want to do that to them.
Trying to think which way is the best way to do it.
No,
Take over? Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Coach.
Brendan, he's gonna take it.
cool.
Hey, John.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Chris. How are you today?
hey Chris,
What's going on, man?
I just told the other guy, I just don't want to talk about it.
Well, how you feeling today?
I fucking feel like shit.
Do you want to tell me why?
I fucking lost my job, I lost my wife, lost my kids. I got fucking nothing, I'm a loser.
Right. Well, I don't think you're a loser. I mean, who do you live with right now?
I'm alone.
You
They
live by
left me.
yourself?
They left me.
They left.
They took the fucking cat. I'm alone.
All right. What'd you do for work?
I was a dispatcher.
And you got fired?
Basically went out of business, but they didn't like the way I worked.
Okay. I mean, you didn't think about that you could get another job doing what you do?
Guys playing with the lights went out again.
Oh no, the lights should be going back on. Don't worry about that. Talk to me about your family. Is your mother, your father, anybody around?
No, they died a long time ago.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm fucking a loser. I'm fucking here.
I don't think you're a loser.
I'm fucking, I got nothing. I have nothing to live for.
How old are your kids, John?
I don't know. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Well, when did they leave?
They left about 6 months ago.
Okay, I mean, were you still working when they left?
Yeah, and it just went downhill because now I'm not working. I got nothing. They don't call me. They don't see me. They don't do anything.
You don't think you could get another job doing something else?
What can I do?
I don't know. There's other dispatching jobs that you could get. I mean, you could apply for other jobs, you know.
Nah, I just like, nah.
Them going out of business is not your fault, John. You know that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anything I touch or anything I do doesn't work, so I think I'm better off just fucking killing myself and ending it all.
How old are you, John?
I'm 35.
Okay, 35. So you're young. You have your whole life ahead of you to start something else, right?
Do what?
Whatever else. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Fucking, I like to drink, but I don't have money to go out to fucking bars.
Besides drinking, what else do you like to do?
I just like watching baseball, but they're on strike.
All right, they're gonna get a deal. Who's your favorite baseball team?
I don't have any anymore.
You don't have it anymore. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm just trying to get the guts up here to fucking end it.
Do you feel like you want to kill yourself today?
Yeah,
Do you know that we're out here because we don't want that to happen?
that's great. That's why you're out there and you're not in here.
Well, I feel like we could get to a point where eventually you could come out and you could keep talking to me.
Why? Because nothing's gonna change.
John, you got any weapons in the house?
Got a knife.
You have a knife. Is a knife in your hand right now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you plan on using that knife?
I want to. I want to get the nerve to do it.
Okay. Do you think that we could start off if we keep talking, maybe putting down the knife, and we could keep talking?
I don't know.
Do you think that's possible?
I'm thinking about cutting myself.
Well, I don't want you to do that. I really don't. I kind of want you to keep talking to me.
You don't understand.
That your job, you went out of business. I can't imagine what you're going through. But I don't feel like a 35-year-old man should kill themselves. Huh?
It's just very difficult. Things just aren't right.
Yeah, you feel like the whole world's against you.
You know, it is. I got nothing. I live in a shit apartment. Oh, what are you guys doing?
Hey, we just knocked it a second. It's all right. Keep going, John. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm listening.
I'm in a shit apartment here. I got nothing. It's not good.
John, you take any medication?
Yes.
Have you been taking it?
Yes.
What do you take it for?
I take it for high blood pressure and
Okay.
be depressed.
Okay. All right. And you've been taking your medication?
Yes.
Have you ever tried to talk to a psychiatrist or anything like that?
No, what do you think, I'm nuts?
No, I'm just saying, do you talk to, besides talking to cops on the other side of your door for situations like this, maybe we sit down with other people, we talk about it. We have these resources to give you that you could use. Do you know that? I think it will. There's opportunities out there that you could change your life and go, and go in another direction. You never know what tomorrow will bring, but you won't know that if you kill yourself. Don't.
I think everybody would be better off.
Nobody. Nobody will be better off.
Yeah, my kids don't want me, the ex don't want me, my family doesn't keep in touch with me.
What about your friends? You got any friends?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any friends?
Nah, the friends I used to have is where I work, and they don't even talk to me anymore.
Well, what are they doing for work?
They got other jobs.
You don't think you can find another line of work? Something that you enjoy doing?
What do you enjoy doing?
I don't know. Tell me, what do you think?
I don't know. I like sitting in the home and thinking about just being alone and just fucking ending.
Listen, John, could we just start? I want to keep talking to you, but that knife that's in your hand, do you mind putting it down and we can keep talking? Is that something that you think about doing? Okay, so it's on. Okay, so you don't have it in your hand. That's great. Okay, I do want to keep talking to you because I feel like we could definitely help you. You know that we can't leave here until you come out and I make sure you're okay, and then we try to get you the proper help that you need. Okay.
And I just don't know what to do.
There's a ton of stuff that you could do, John. There's a ton of stuff that you could do. But us here, we have to make sure that you're going to be okay. And that first step would be coming to the door, opening the door, and then we go about it that way. If that's something you think about doing.
It's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change.
You have your life. You come out.
I got my life, but the life is shitty.
Right now, at this time it is. But you don't know about tomorrow. You don't know about a week, a month, a year from now. Right?
I don't know who to talk to. I don't know where to go. I don't have medical. I don't have money to pay for it.
You don't need to. There's programs, there are options, there are things that you can sit down, you can talk to people. Don't forget your kids right now, they don't have a relationship with you, but you don't know that maybe you could mend it, and years down the line you could get back together, you could see them again, you could have that future. Don't rob them of that opportunity by doing something today, right, John?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't have the knife in my hand anymore.
Okay, do you think that you could come to the door? We could come out, we could talk?
You're not gonna hurt me?
No one's here to hurt you. I'm going to just give you a couple things that we're thinking about doing, and then if you could follow my directions, we could get you out. What do you think?
Okay.
Okay. When you come to the door, when you open the door, I want you to have your hands up, okay? And I want nothing in your hands, all right, John?
I don't have the knife. I don't have the knife.
Do you have anything in your hands?
No.
Give it to us, we'll take
Okay. All right. Just hold on 1 second, John. Someone's going to talk to you right now, okay?
All right, John, I want to give you some directions, okay? All right, I need you to slowly open the door,
I'm coming to the door.
okay? There you go. Let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Put them up above your head. All right, turn around, put your back to me. All right, interlock your fingers and put them on top of your head. All right, slowly come back to the sound of my voice. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
Yonkers Police, anybody else in the department?
All right, good job, in there. All right, good. Sorry, I cursed a bit.